low as kind of expected last week. You could just, it's really weird, like with price, with the way price works, you can almost tell bad news before it's gonna come. It's almost like a crystal ball. And USD CHF was the main fucking reason why I thought Trump was gonna bomb Iran, and look what they've fucking gone and done, which is really bad. But what I think is gonna probably happen is the market's gonna gap down on CHF pairs. So Great British Pound CHF will gap, all the CHF pairs will gap down. I don't really think there's any doubt about it, because of the uncertainty that's going to be caused in the market. So don't be surprised if this already gaps down to here, it already gaps down to here, and it's just a case of an opportunity missed. It is what it is. We're going to move on to the AUD pairs. So Euro AUD has obviously been working in this channel, working in this upward channel now. It's pretty well established, so we should continue up. We should get at least one more touch and a pump. So I'm going to be looking towards that. Maybe we don't get it next week. We should gap up on this. I don't know why, but the Australian dollar is taking a fucking battering on any bad news. Same with New Zealand dollar as well. It's like they're the bitch boys of this Trump campaign, or all of Trump's presidency so far. So obviously we had a really nice trade here last week. You know, not like, I guess it kind of was really like a classic trendline break with a market structure shift, but I expected price to come down a little bit more before it was going to make its move up. But don't be surprised if this gaps up either. Don't be surprised if this gaps up at all. Now, there's this here on USD CHF. We've got this upward channel that price has been working in. We can start to see that buyers are getting slowly more exhausted as time goes on. Price isn't, it's not going all the way up. You know, when we were kind of working with this aggressive uptrend, price is starting to slow down. So this is when we're going to look for short positions. Really, really lovely pair to short on USD CHF. Let's see where the 1 hour levels are actually. We've got, okay, this is the key level here. So we're going to look and we're going to wait on the structure shift, and we're going to see what happens when this breaks. But I'm going to be really, really interested in shorting USD JPY. Obviously the same with Great British Pound JPY. As I've been saying to you guys last week, you can start to see the buying slow down. We're starting to see the angle change. So now we're going to start waiting on the structure shift. So we're going to be due position on the JPYs, definitely for shorts. Same with NZD JPY. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, and we really don't know what's going to happen next week. What we do know though is that the money is going to move into the yen, and we know it's going to move into the Swiss franc, because there's a lot of uncertainty that's been caused with this, what Trump's just done basically. So potential positions, as I mentioned, we're going to probably miss USD CHF. That's okay. USD JPY will probably gap down, and it will give us a pullback before we're able to get into a short position. And NZD and AUD pairs. Now, as I said, with Euro AUD, we're working in this upward channel, so we're going to look for another pullback on this, and then we're going to look for another long position to be able to take advantage of it. Great British Pound New Zealand. Actually, we'll go on to Great British Pound AUD very, very quickly. So we were working in this upward channel, and price is now kind of using it as support, which is where we're getting like that kind of head and shoulders trend line. But what I kind of feel like this here is I feel like this is just an area of distribution, like, you know, a massive supply area, consolidation, whatever you want to kind of call it. And we're going to look to break this now, and we're going to then look to retest and then look for some kind of long position on this. Same with Great British Pound, New Zealand dollar. So we know that we've got a really strong level here. We can see the price has been reacting off it. Really strong market structure. Also, price has, if you look at it, price, we can see that price on the 4 hour has kind of like, it's made this massive impulsive move up, and then it's really kind of formed like this weird downtrend in a way. Like, it's really weird structure. And price is now actually broken above it. And you definitely know that this is, we definitely know that price has been reacting off this, because we've had 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, 5. It's consolidated along it. We've then sold off. Prices came down. It's grabbed liquidity from this level here, from this, from this fucking weird line here. And now price is going to look to move to the upside, and we're going to look for breaks and retests on these. We'll go on to the onto Euro NZD as well. Now, price has really struggled with this level. We've had so many rejections off it, but it's just the same thing. We're going to look for a big move up. Price is then going to come back down. We're going to have to retest this level, and that's then when we're going to look for the position. We've got 2 potential areas where price is going to retest. If we look here, we've got this area, and we've also got this level here. 2 kind of like really key levels. I'm going to be more anticipating this level here for a retest, and that's then going to be the kind of fallback. So, Euro AUD. Okay, to summarize, right? So Euro AUD, we're working an upward channel. What we're most likely going to get is a big impulsive move to the upside, a consolidation down like we've just had in the form of like a flag or something along those lines, and then we're going to look to get into another long position with just a market structure shift, or there's so many different ways into the trade, but we want to be looking for longs, and we're going to be waiting on pullbacks now. NZD pairs exactly the same, 4-hour breaks and retests, stuff along those lines, trendline breaks, etc., just the usual, the usual strategy, the usual bullshit. And we're going to be looking for shorts on the JPY pairs, because we're going to catch these relatively early, especially when we get the retest. One thing you have to take into account is if the market does gap, it's most likely going to try and fill that gap. It will always try and fill that fucking gap. So that's just something we need to take into consideration when we're looking at potentially placing these shorts or these longs. It's why, with the NZD pairs, it's quite nice, because we already have a clear breakout, so we know what levels they're going to want to test. Whereas we haven't really had the breakouts on like USD JPY, on Great British Pound JPY, or on NZD JPY. NZD JPY, I guess we had the earliest sign of a breakout, and now we've got this weekly level the price is not able to close above, and we're going to be looking for some kind of structure shift there. DAX is short, massively short. Just 4-hour market structure looking really fucking bearish. So a lot of uncertainty in the markets. You can be looking on pullbacks when there's aggressive sell-offs. That is part of the strategy that I've been looking at, because you will get people buying in, especially when you get really, really sharp declines. But you got to be, careful with your take profit targets. If you are looking to, if you're looking to trade it, just be looking at short positions though. If you're looking just to trade market structure and stuff like that, just be looking for shorts. There's a long way to go down. So yeah, CADs, not really trading them. As I say, I haven't really been trading them at the moment. There's like some really nice setups. Last week we kind of saw this aggressive move up. What percentage was that? That was quite a big move, 1.5%. Pull back down, tried to take some longs, got I think took profit at like +1 or +2 or something. Bit of consolidation, price just moves to the upside. This should get stronger. Price of oil is going to most likely go up quite dramatically, especially if Iran, I can't remember what the shipping lane is called, but if they stop that, if they start trying to block that, the price of oil is going to get really, really strong, and the Canadian dollar is going to get weak. But it's kind of going to go counter. It's going to go against each other, because with the US doing this, we should actually see the dollar get weaker. They have stopped it. Okay. So we should see the dollar get weaker, and the euro will fucking skyrocket. It's kind of so Euro CAD follows Euro USD closer than it does, say, for example, Euro AUD. They're very, very similar. The market structure, in my opinion, is a lot nicer on Euro CAD. But it's kind of counterintuitive, if that's the correct saying. You know, Euro USD will get a lot stronger. Euro CAD will want to be getting stronger, but as the price of oil is going to go up, it will probably not be very good price action. So that's just something to keep in mind. But you can see that we've definitely got we've had that massive impulsive move, and now we're just in this huge consolidation period. And then we're probably going to, once we break out of this, once maybe we break out of this fucking, is that a week maybe? A week? Okay, yeah, no weekly close above that. So this is like a weekly level here. Maybe a daily? No. I don't know. Could be a potential breakout. I'm kind of looking more here. Got 2 levels to it. I personally think the price should fall down. So, that's just something to bear in mind with these. You're just probably going to see a lot more consolidation. If we get some nice breakouts, then we'll treat it a little bit differently, but still just not really any interest in trading these. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So, summarize one more time. NZD, Great British Pound, USD JPY shorts, USD CHF shorts if we don't gap down that much. Longs on the AUD and the NZD pairs, and we're just going to wait for now a little pullback and some nice hourly structure to form so that we can take another long position and make some more money out of the markets. Does that all make sense to everybody? Has anybody got any questions? Are we all good? Is there anything anybody wants me to look at or wants me to cover? Looks good. I've only got a few people in it because obviously I've changed the time, so why? You should be excited for this week. It's going to be good, volatile price action. I hope you're in buys. I hope you're in buys in that gold swing. That should pay off for you then. So someone was in sales swing. I'll be honest now as well. With Biden's markets, I was interested in holding trades, and I would happily hold trade for a longer period of time. With Trump's markets, I just want to be in and out as quickly as you can be. Lowering take profit targets, not holding overnight, especially with that fucking Euro NZD one that I held last week. There was $3,000 in profit on a very small position size on like 9 lots or 8 lots, and ended up $12,000 down and blowing an account. Which, there's just I don't know there's so much uncertainty in the markets at the moment. If you can be patient, trade less, wait for your A+ setups, take an entry and not be too greedy with your take profit targets, I feel like that's massively beneficial, because you have no idea what the fuck is going to happen within the next 24 hours. Over the weekend, I would be more cautious for sure if you're unfunded. Just for future action. This will probably work out for you, David, but just be cautious. Don't hold anything over. I've never said that. I've always been like, fuck it, hold over the weekend. It's really good. You should be holding over the weekend. You should be, like, because some of your best positions will come from gaps and holding into the Monday and the Tuesday when you get some decent price action and stuff. But at this moment in time, you cannot take the risk. So yeah, just be careful with that, man. We don't want to see anybody blowing accounts. Yeah, fair play. But yeah, Jan, don't. When you get volatility in the market, you find that setups happen quicker when you're working on the hourly and the 4 hourly. So don't stress too much about it, man. Like, you know, just trust your trading strategy and your trading setups, dude. Okay, well, you need to eliminate that, bro. You know, um, if you're funded, you might blow this one. Who cares? You know, but don't be nervous at all. You know, just be patient. Like, take some time. If you are nervous, just don't even trade it for a week. Maybe like 5 days or something. Go do something else. Don't be desperate to take the trade. You shouldn't be nervous trading. I understand the pressure, but like, you should be emotionless trading it. So you need to try and get, like, if you're saying you're nervous now and you're saying you're not looking forward to the week, you're a trader. You should be looking forward to market open every fucking day. You know, like, just get that thought out of your head. You know, relax. Maybe reduce your lot size down. Yeah, exactly. And if you are feeling nervous, just do half risk. You know, just do half risk. Build your confidence up a little bit. If it's, if you go, shit, I'm a little bit nervous, don't be risking 1%. Risk 0.5 or 0.25 or whatever. What funded is it? How much are you funded with? Cool, £250 risk, £200 risk. You know, or $200 risk, dude. You know, bring that down, get your confidence up. You've worked hard to get funded. Hazel's will give you some tips as well.
Not really.
Not really.
But you're gonna blow it. You're gonna blow it anyway. But before that, you're definitely gonna have a few payouts.
Yeah.
I think the blowing account is just like is it inevitable?
It's inevitable. Inevitable. Yeah. Just, yeah, don't, as I say, Jam, man, don't stress about it, dude. Just you worked hard to get to the position. You don't want to be in a position where the first trade you take is drawdown, and then you revenge trade, and then you blow through the account. And like, stick to the strategy and be patient. Exactly. Yeah. You know, I took quite a few trades on just getting through phase one last week on Monday, and then I didn't trade all week, and then I took a trade on Friday, and I feel so much fucking better for it. So, and feel free to check in as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're like, shit, I've taken a trade, I'm in drawdown, stuff like that, feel free to check in with the group and be like, oh, I'm kind of struggling, I'm a bit pissed off or whatever. You know, don't be afraid to reach out. Definitely don't suffer in silence, man. Like, that's the whole idea of having people that you can trade with and people that you can talk to and bounce off and get advice from. No stress.
how is your own like the account doing? Did you buy a new one, or how many are you right now?
So I stopped trading live because I've obviously been trading funded since for quite some time. I've taken a lot of my capital out now, so I need to build that back up basically. Um, I was in profit on one of my 200Ks, and then my Euro NZD trade that was 3 grand up somehow ended up 12 grand down on open. I was fucking raging. I was so pissed off. I was also in a Great British Pound AUD buy that I held across swaps on my 100K, both with GOAT. That was near passing. I think it was about a grand off. It was 1% off, and then that went down by fucking 4,200. I didn't put a stop loss on it though, because I usually take them off for swaps. And then it obviously returned up, and then it went into profit. So I'm on phase one of or phase two of my GOAT account. I haven't traded on that yet because the only setup I had was on Friday, and I was out driving, so I could only get one position on. The signal was like, it's so bad. It's not like in Finland where everywhere's got 5G. It's like you fucking drive 10 minutes down the road into a village and your fucking signal goes. But I managed to catch it on my QT 200K eval, and that's now 3% in profit. And that's the only trade apart from two others that I only took to get the trading days up, which were like 0.5 lots and stuff. So they're both going well. I think in terms of my next step, I'm going to go with a couple of others. I'm just going to move on to a copy trader now because I've been consistently profitable for a while, and I don't mind taking like trades across multiple accounts. The only problem is that I can't do it all at once. I can't manage them all at once. So I need to put a copy trader on. I tried doing like Sam's method where he was like, "Oh fuck it, just risk more," but I'm not a, it's kind of like risk management is ingrained into me so hard now that like I tried risking 5 grand a trade and stuff, and it just didn't work very well for me. It like kind of made me not crash out, but I went from being like 5% up to being like 8% down, and then had to work my way back out of it. So I don't think I really need to. My stop losses are fucking tiny anyway, and my R's are pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of carry on how I was. Yeah, so I've got the GOAT funded, which is, as I say, I've just got to do 1 or 2 trades on that. The QT, I'm going to go with FTMO and ACG probably over the next week, and then I'm going to link up my IC markets to probably everything, and then link that to TradeZella as well, just so I can trade all of the accounts at once, have everything linked with TradeZella so I can do all my journaling a lot easier and just really get ready for next year. That's the kind of plan anyway.
Sounds good. I was wondering when you talked about your plans next year, so we should definitely talk about that.
Yeah, well, the plan for next year, I'm moving next year. Well, I'm selling my house next year, so and then I'm going traveling. Well, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but the idea is I'm probably going to go traveling across Europe. Turns out I can get a European passport, an Irish passport, so that means I haven't got to fuck about with visas and I can stay somewhere for as long as I want, which is good. So that's opened up a world of opportunities, and really, like, for me, I want to make sure that I've got a decent amount of live trading capital for next year for when I do that. So I'm hoping to, like, the goal is really to be up to 100K by next year. I might do what this Daniel FX is doing and get one of the accounts with a broker. You can get one on IC markets. You can get funded on IC markets. You could just transfer all your profits straight over to it. Because I don't, you know, after I kind of go through this year, you know, I want to stack the funding, obviously, but I don't really want to be trading fund. I don't want to be trading funded accounts, man. Like, they try fuck you at any moment. You know, you get 80% of your profits. They're always trying to take money from you. You don't know if you're going to get a payout or not. You know, you might break some stupid fucking rule. You can't trade news. Yeah, I don't want to be trading prop firms after this year. So I'm going to try and do like 6 months or 7 months, 8 months of prop firms and just move back onto live trading. Maybe even move.
Yeah, I think that's best because I had Alpha Capital funded account, and they just it got cancelled because I left the trade open for a weekend. So I don't know what happened.
What?
They just don't let me trade with that anymore because I had one trade open over the weekend. So
what? That's a hard breach.
They didn't send me like any message that I have breached their rules or anything. It just doesn't work anymore. But I don't think their rules clearly states that I cannot left any trades open for the weekend.
That's what I mean.
I
Like, as much as they all fucking say they want profitable traders and they're doing everything to help you become profitable, they honestly, they don't get, they want you to fucking blow through that account so they haven't got to worry about paying you out. Like, you know, and then they can go bust. There's just so many. Prop firms are great because you can fucking get funded capital for not much money, but also at the same time, there's just not, you know, you can have that account stripped away from you at any fucking moment in time. So, for you, I guess it's kind of different because your tax rules are fucking horrible, but for, you know, us in the UK, they're actually not that bad. If you move to Dubai or you set up an account somewhere, you know, you set up a business in a different country that has less tax, you know, more lenient tax rules, then it's a lot more beneficial in my opinion. I've just seen it happen so many times as well, like even with Ant, and Ant was like, oh, fucking ACG removed his account because he traded Euro USD on one of his funded, and then he traded the 0.01 Euro USD on some of the other allocation, and they basically took both accounts away because he was fucking rinsing them for money, and you just sit there and you're like, and then you got to go through the work of doing phase 1 and phase 2 on the evals again. If you go with a fucking 1 step, then you've got to you know, then you've got the trailing drawdown and stuff, which it's just everything about them is designed to make you fail. So I don't really want to be trading in the next year, to be honest. I've kind of just done it this year because I was like, oh, I need to be, you know, it's like a driving license if you're going to promote yourself on social media, but yeah. Still that I got my account Friday, not that weekend. Yeah. Fair enough. Right, cool. I'm gonna dash off, guys. So everyone's cool. Everyone knows what we're looking at in terms of next week. Everyone knows that, you know, what kind of setups we're going to be looking at. So I'll be doing like live calls most mornings and stuff. I think I've got a bit of a busy week next week with some stuff going on anyway. So, but I'll still like try send the setups and keep you guys updated. Definitely just watch market open today. We'll see what happens. We'll like have a little talk about it, maybe a little call in the morning or something. All right. Cool. Right. If no one else has got anything to say, I'm gonna dash off. Have a good one. And you, mate. Cool. In a bit, guys.
Right. Take care.
And you. Bye bye.